Embattled Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is getting mocked for a new makeup studio. The Signalgate guy recently ordered modifications to a room next to the Pentagon press briefing room and to retrofit it with a makeup studio that can be used to prepare for his many television appearances. So this guy, who was supposed to be in charge of the nation's defenses, is more worried about, I got to make sure I look good for the camera. Well, I guess it makes sense because he is the Fox News secretary. And so he's used to that. But still, what are you doing? Why are you spending more time on TV? Absolutely ridiculous. Now, look, how much did it cost, by the way? Retrofitting a room is not cheap, right? Well, apparently it was supposed to be about $40,000. The initially planned makeup room for Hegseth and his cronies, 40 grand. Wow. Now, apparently, according to sources, the ideas that would have cost that much were scaled back a bit, because it might look bad. Spending 40 grand on a makeup room when Doge is basically trying to nickel and dime people out of their Medicaid and their food stamps. So now apparently it cost, according to two sources, about several $1,000s. Well, I mean, several thousand, it's not really a whole lot of detail. Okay. But really, it's not so much, well, it is about the cost, but it's also about the idea that why the hell does Pete Hegseth need a freaking makeup room? Is it to hide when he goes in a midnight bender? I don't know. But look, he's basically telling people, hey, if you need Medicaid or food stamps, you don't need that. Let them eat cake or makeup or whatever. So now look, both Hegseth and a Defense Department spokesperson came out with different takes. And wildly contradictory, by the way. Here's a Defense Department spokesperson telling CBS News, changes and upgrades to the Pentagon briefing room are nothing new and routinely happen during changes in an administration. Okay. Sure. I get that. That makes sense. Okay. Fair enough. But what did Hegseth say? He called the story fake news. Totally fake story. There were no orders to do this, no makeup. Wait. Then how do you explain the in-house construction crew that renovated the adjacent green room earlier this year? How do you explain that? One source said the room previously had minimal furnishing, a table with chairs, a TV, photos of former defense secretaries, and a mirror on the back of the door. That table, of course, was removed. A new chair with a large mirror and with makeup lighting was installed. It's amazing that would cost $40,000. Hey, Doge, got some waste, fraud, and abuse going on here. Why don't you do something about that? Stop looking at poor people. Start looking at Hegseth's makeup room. Now, that said, according to a defense official, Hegseth, he's not hiring makeup artists. No, he's doing his own. Are you sure about that? You're going to tell me that a former Fox News host is doing his own makeup? No, I'm not buying it. Not buying it at all. You're going to tell me that a functional alcoholic and a former TV host is not going to hire a makeup artist to save money? That he's doing his own? Yeah.
Bullshit.
No. So now you got made fun of for this on social media. The Atlantic's Tom Nichols, for example, a former professor at the U.S. Naval War College, said, quote, staying laser focused on lethality and warfighting. Nichols' colleague Tyler Austin Harper replied, they stormed the beaches of Normandy so that this man could put a makeup studio at the Pentagon. Yeah. Representative Ted Lieu said nothing screams warrior culture more than a makeup studio. Hegseth was derelict in his duties by repeatedly using his personal phone to disclose ongoing combat operations and is now wasting taxpayer dollars. How does a makeup studio at the Pentagon help troops? He needs to resign. Another House Democrat, Representative Greg Kazar, replied, new makeup studios, private trips on government helicopters, millions for Trump's golf outings, billions to Musk's companies. Trump and his cabinet think working people should lose Medicaid and Social Security, but they could care less about efficiency when they benefit themselves. That right there is the message. Yes, 100%. Now, there's more, of course. Tim Kaine says, you can't make this up. Wait, I guess you can. Laura Rosen writes, send Pete Warfighter Hegseth your makeup tricks, ladies. Yes, maybe he could use them. Barbara Comstock writes, Mr. Anti-DEI Lethality, Secretary of Makeup and Mousse. And then finally, Mike Nellis says, don't have money for silly things like cancer research for kids, but got tons of money for Pete Hegseth's makeup studio at the Pentagon. Yeah, well, you know what? Priorities, people. Priorities. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.